Happy Wednesday, everyone. Let's get down to business with our daily news flash. If your kids play Fortnite, you may be entitled to financial compensation. No, seriously. Fortnite's parent company Epic Games is making payouts to more than 30 million parents whose kids made purchases without permission. The money recipients receive will depend on how many people file for a claim. Epic is set to pay around $250 million in total for the settlement. That's quite the in-game purchase, but for a $32 billion company, it's probably not quite game over. Today, we're covering the latest developments in the UAW strikes, why S&P 500 companies are dodging China, Josh Brown selling Instacart stock, and much more. Let's dive into our market snapshot. Yesterday was a red day on the street with all major indices closing lower. 10-year yields hit their highest point since 2007. But today, stock futures rose this morning ahead of the latest interest rate decision from the Fed, and the recent pop in oil prices also eased, and Treasury yields retreated from multi-year highs. The Fed will announce its next interest rate decision today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Economists expect the Fed to pause its interest rate hikes this cycle, but stay tuned for a surprise, or at least some good old Fed speak. Now, for our top story. Why is Josh Brown selling Instacart after its IPO? Briefly, Instacart made its public debut on Tuesday. The stock opened for trading well above its initial public offering price, which may be a gift for those who were able to get in early. Instacart priced its IPO at $30 per share late Monday, which was at the top end of the expected range. Shares opened for trading Tuesday at $42, implying an approximate valuation of $14 billion, about 40% above its IPO pricing. Instacart was valued at $39 billion in its last funding round, following a pandemic-era boom in which sales jumped approximately 590%. Rithold Wealth Management's Josh Brown believes Instacart investors would be smart to sell on the pop. If you were lucky enough to get in on the IPO, Brown said, I would take the profit. Finally, it's time for our top interesting news segment, where we serve up bite-sized stories that'll leave you craving more. Elf Beauty stock may need some of the company's makeup after getting a black eye on Tuesday. Following a lackluster iPhone launch, Apple stock struggled the past couple of weeks, but demand is soaring for its new product in this country. And finally, Stellantis said its executives and UAW leaders are back at the table as the two parties attempt to find common ground before Friday's deadline. And that wraps up today's episode. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with more news and insights.